Hello, this is Dave, and I'm going. This is Dave, and I'm we talking about my favorite villains in the Doctor Who universe. Who is your favorite villains in the Doctor Who series? And Tuesday, I'm be doing a Sherlock Holmes stream. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. How is everyone today? How is everybody today? How is everybody doing? My personal favorite villains from the classic era are the Cybermen. I enjoyed the Daleks, the Master, the Crinoids. I thought the Mandrills were kind of interesting. I kind of like the Kralls. Some people don't like the Kralls. The Zygons, of course, I like the Zygons a lot. The Axons were interesting. The Nesting Consciousness. The Silurian Sea Devils. What villains did you like? And aliens from the Doctor Who series. Amara was interesting as well. Modron, his character. Which ones did you like? Please let me know in the chat box. And of the new series, I kind of like the Weeping Angels. I thought they were interesting. So please let me know what you thought. Which classic series or even new ones, which villains were your favorite? Please let me know in the chat box. Got one in the stream currently. And yesterday, I did the Michelle stream reviewing Doctor Who Remembrance of the Daleks. One person in the chat. In the stream, I mean. And yesterday, I showed our friend Nick, some Doctor Who clips. I showed him each different Doctor, 3 through 7. I showed him all the regenerations. I showed him clips from different stories, and he seemed to enjoy it. I showed him about an hour and a half of worth of different Doctors. Because he wanted to know more about it. He was interested, so I showed him. So which villains in the Doctor Who universe is your personal favorites? Let us know in the comments. And I do enjoy Davros. I do hear, though, what John Coogan said, that Davros kind of took away from the Daleks a little bit, made them more of the sidekicks, which is kind of true. If you look at Destiny of the Daleks as an example, Resurrection, those stories, and even Genesis to a point, it's almost like fitting that it's more about, it almost feels like the genesis of Davros more than just the genesis of the Daleks. I don't know if you guys thought the same thing, but sure, the Daleks were an important part of it. But it also seemed like Davros' story as well, didn't it? Because he was introduced first in that story, Genesis of the Daleks. So which Doctor Who villains did you like the best? Please let me know in the chat box. One person in this stream.
Just you.
Yep, so far. So who is your favorite villains? Let me know. Let me know in the chat box below. The first of villains I had seen were the Autons. And speaking of the Autons, please check out Sudeiku's page, the Auton Factory. But yeah, that's what got me into Doctor Who was the Terror of the Autons. That was the first story I ever saw. That was it. There was a little kid watching on the PBS station in San Jose. Terror of the Autons. So John Pertwee, Third Doctor story, the first appearance of the Master. So please let me know what villain is your favorites, your personal favorites. Please let me know. So yeah. So how is everybody? First appearance of the Autons was the first Doctor Who story I'd ever seen. The second appearance of the Autons, first appearance of the Master. Excuse me. Apologies. Meant to say that. And that's what got me into the series, was that story. Then the next one I saw was the Sea Devils. Yes, that famous story. That one scene where the Master Roger Delgado sees the clangers on the screen. And Roger Delgado was a pretty brilliant master, probably the best one. The original. I mean, technically he was the 12th incarnation of the Master, but you know what I mean. So guys, please let me know in the chat which villains you enjoyed the most in Doctor Who.
No one's on.
Huh?
I said no one's on today.
Yeah, what time is it in UK time right now? Do you know?
Want me look it up?
Sure.
(9:53 p.m.)
Oh, 9:53, so it's later.
It's 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, I know. 2 people in right now. So who is your favorite villains in the Doctor Who universe? Is it the Daleks? Is it the Cybermen? Is it the Autons? Is it the Krynoids? Is it the Zygons? Is it the whichever one you can think of? Is it the Worm? The Worm. which ones are your personal favorites? Please let me know. And yes, apologies. The time difference, I know. So please let me know in the chat. What are your favorite Doctor Who villain aliens? What's your personal favorite? Please let me know. In the chat box right there. What is your personal favorites? Is it Eldrad from the Hand of Fear? What is your personal favorite villain, aliens that the Doctor has encountered? Did you enjoy the Black Guardian? The Helix, the Mandragora Helix. Hello, Sudeku. Thank you for being on. Appreciate it. Glad to have somebody on the chat. Thank you so much.
Sudeku is on.
Sudeku is here. So we got one here. Davros was best. Yeah, he was probably one of the best. Well, I think it's due to the UK time, Sudeku. I always do it sometimes, because the 8-hour difference. It is what it is. But I'm glad you're on. Thank you so much for being on here. You're awesome. You know that. Davros was good. I enjoyed. What's your suggestion? You have a suggestion for a stream? What's your suggestion? I quite liked Michael Wisser and Terry Malloy a lot as Davros. David Gooderson was okay. Yeah, well, I set this stream ahead of time. I did it last night. So I set it ahead of time this time. But I guess maybe I should do it a few days in advance, huh? Maybe that's not enough time. Still getting into this streaming thing. David Gooderson played it too bad-tempered. Yeah, that's true. What did you think of Eldrad, Sudeku? What's your opinion on Eldrad? What did you think of that? Eldrad must live. What do you think of Eldrad? That character. From the Hand of Fear. The final appearance of... Well, not the final appearance of Sarah, but final appearance as a full-time companion. It's been a while since I saw Hand of Fear. Okay. Gotcha. What did you think of the Crinoids? What do you think of the Crinoids? What do you think of the Crinoids from the Seeds? Seeds of Doom, I believe. The Crinoids. They were pretty cool, weren't they? Yeah, I like them. Yeah, he was a good writer, wasn't he? He did a really good job with the Zygons as well. Robert Banks Stewart. See, I know my stuff. I know my history. Doctor Who. Oh, just talking. Yeah, he's a good writer, wasn't he? They should have brought him back. Then what did you think of the Mandragora Helix? What did you think of Mandragora? Yeah, or RTD could have at least brought the Crinoids back. One of the two. The Mandragora Helix was cool, yeah. I like the location filming, which was shot in Port Merion, the same location filming for The Prisoner. Same place for The Prisoner. Those filmed for The Prisoner TV show. Yeah, I read it from the books and the documentary on the Mandragora DVD. Oh, what did you think? Yeah, he joined the forum. That's awesome. That's really cool. Thanks, Dean. You're awesome. He joined it. Good, good, good. But he's not been online today. That's okay. That's cool that he joined it. Nice. Yeah, the Alton Factory's good. Yeah, have you ever got anything from John Coogan? I messaged him a few times about the Alton Factory. I don't know. Maybe he's not interested. Maybe he doesn't want to be on a forum or something. Maybe that's maybe. Yeah, I should talk to him about that. I won't like confront him. I'll just nicely say, hey, if you're not interested, it's no big deal. Maybe he's just afraid to say something. And it's cool if he doesn't want to. It's not a big deal. We're not gonna like give him dirty looks and say you're not joining our forum. What the heck? What's wrong with you? No, we wouldn't do that. I'm just making a joke. Joking around here. You're not joining the Alton forums? What were you thinking, pal? What the heck were you thinking? I'm joking around. You know that. You must become like us. You don't want to join us? You have to become like us. It's a rule. So Daleks, Crinoids are my favorites. Rutons too. Suntarans, yeah, they're good. They're good. Rutons are good, yeah. Suntarans are pretty good. Yeah, what's favorite design of the Suntarans do you like? Do you like the Time Warrior links? Or do you like the Suntaran Experiment Steyr? Or do you like the Suntarans from Invasion of Time? What do you think of them? Suntaran Experiment. Yeah, what did you think of how they made them kind of dumb in the Invasion of Time? Remember how they made the Suntarans in the Invasion of Time? They acted really, and then he was like when he said doctor, it was like with a K. Doctor, like with a K. Oh gosh, what was that one's name? Not Steyr. What the heck was his name? But he kept saying it with a K. Doctor. That was funny. It's just so bad. It's funny. Store, thank you. That was him. Yep. Then it was the Vardens, and then they looked like tinfoil. That was funny. Doctor must find the doctor with a K. Said it with a K sound. Ugh. Sorry, he was no what's his face who played Steyr and Lynx. Wasn't as good as him. Kevin Lindsay, I believe. Lindsay was his name, I think. I like the bit where the Suntaran got caught in the plant trap and the doctor shook his hand. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was from that same story, yeah. I kind of like the TARDIS swimming pool, though. I kind of found that interesting. But yeah, the story as a whole was a mess. I believe it was under two people wrote it. It was under a pseudonym. David Agnew was for two people. Graham Williams wrote part of it. I talked a bit about that story in the novels thread. Nice. Yeah, I believe it was Anthony Reed and Graham Williams contributed to it. But it was under the pseudonym of David Agnew because I guess they weren't happy with it. They weren't happy with the story. But they both contributed to the writing of it. It's like Alan Smithy. If somebody's not happy with the movie script, they call him Alan Smithy. That's another pseudonym. Turned the script into something great, yeah, but it's such a letdown after Deadly Assassin. Deadly Assassin's like a classic, and Invasion of Time is not a classic. It's kind of like, ugh. You look at both, and it's like, yeah, it was just an okay story. It could have been quite a bit better. It's not like awful. It's just okay. And then, what other villains am I thinking of? What do you think of the Axons? They were interesting. What do you think of the Axons? Oh, yeah, I read the novelization from the Invasion of Time from Terrence Dicks. Yeah, that one was boring. I read it. I read that one. Yeah, the Axons were cool, weren't they? I found them really interesting. That was a decent story. It was very odd and bizarre, but I liked it. And I quite like Mailer. He was kind of a good villain. What was his name in the Mind of Evil? He was a pretty good villain. That was actually one of John Pertwee's favorite stories, was the Mind of Evil with the Keller machine. I think it's because it had a lot of action in that story. You know, he was always the action. He was more into the action, like Neil said in the stream with Michelle, with me in it too. He always liked more of the action episodes, not so much the scientific ones. Yeah, the Demons was his main favorite, but I think Mind of Evil was like in his top 5, or I think it was like second or third favorite. It was one of his favorites, though. I remember. He couldn't stand the Daleks, though. He did. Yeah, I remember him saying he hated the Daleks. He absolutely could not stand the Daleks. But I'll talk more about that, obviously, on the John Pertwee stream I'll do. But yeah. He just couldn't understand why they were so popular. What's another one that's good? Let me think. What do you think of the Zarbi? The Zarbi. They were different. The Zarbi and the Menoptera. The Menoptera. That was a Hartnell one. Web of Fear, I believe it was called. The Menoptera. Web of Fear. I guess supposedly Peter Capaldi liked the Menoptera. Have you ever seen the Web of Fear, Sadeko? What do you think of that one? The Web of Fear. Or not the Web of Fear. That's the Yeti. I'm so silly. What is that one called? The Web Planet. Web Planet. Not Web of Fear. Web of Fear is with the Yetis. Yeah, I think in the Web Planet. That Menoptera, the Hartnell one. The Hartnell one. Web of Fear is good. Yeah. Yeah, the Web of Fear first introduction, of course, of Lethbridge Stewart. I saw it once in 2007. Cool. Yeah, I remember kind of falling asleep on that one a little bit. I like parts of it, but parts of it did drag, I think, the Web Planet. I think it was decent. I'd have to see it again, though. But I did show Sadeko. I showed Nick some clips of Doctor Who, and he seemed to enjoy it because he wanted to see what Doctor Who was about. So I showed him the John Pertwee through Sylvester McCoy clips. And then I think I showed him like 1 or 2 clips from Tennant and Matt Smith. But he seemed to, and I asked him, I showed him about an hour and a half worth of clips from different doctors. And I was like, which doctors do you like? And he's like, I like them all so far, he said, in different ways. So that was cool. Yeah, I sent him all the regenerations too. He really liked that. All the regeneration parts where they change. Then I showed him like different clips from different stories. Like I said, the Three Doctors. I showed a little bit of the Demon, and then the Green Death. And then what else did I show? I showed him parts of the Invisible Enemy, the Sunmakers, and Horror Fang Rock, Robot. A little bit of Genesis of the Daleks, Resurrection of the Daleks, Castor Valva, some Paradise Towers, Remembrance of the Daleks, all kinds of stuff. I even showed him the infamous scene with Perry and the Doctor in the Twin Dilemma. I even showed him that one. Nice. Planning to see Invisible Enemy again soon. Cool. Yeah, it's a bit controversial. It seemed, yeah, Nick was kind of like, huh, that was weird that he was choking her. And I was like, yeah, he's just post-regenerative. They decided to do that. Yeah, I think they shouldn't have done it. I think even Colin Baker regrets that scene now, too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a controversial scene for sure. Can we go in the other room? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in the other room. I'm gonna take a nappy. All right. I'll do this for a little bit. Yeah, I can do it without the charger. All right. So, guys, Sudeku. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that scene was a bad call. I agree. When I'm off the charger, it reslows my internet. Oh, Sudeku. I've been working on something. Now, it's not the best, but here it goes. It's a little Pertwee thing I've been working on. And that's a hard one to do. But here it goes. Now, I even admit it's not my best, so please bear with me. It's not one of my best impressions, but... Tears, Sarah Jane, tears. You mustn't cry. Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Joe. See, it sounds more Trout. See what I mean? It doesn't sound right. It sounds more like Trouton. Sounds more like Trouton than Pertwee. At least I gave it the old college try, I guess. Joe. Yeah, it sounds more Trouton. Brigadier. Yeah. The Tear Sarah Jane part was good. Yeah, the rest of it, though, sounds off. Sounds more like Trouton or something. But yeah, I guess at least that part was okay. Yeah. But anyway, what other villains can we talk about? Which ones have I not mentioned yet? Which ones would you like to talk about? The Scaroth. Oh! From City of Death, right? The Scaroth from City of Death? I think, yeah, City of Death, right? I remember. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, you like the Scaroth, yeah. I love their design. The design of Scaroth was cool. Yeah, I like that story. It was good. And I love the location. Filming in Paris was awesome. And that's when him and Romano were starting to get together, basically. Tom Baker and Lowell Ward in real life. It is a sweet story. It's a good one. I'll have to check that out. A music video to it. Cool. I'll have to check that one out. I'll check it out for sure. Private message you. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely watch it. I'll give you a like too. I'll give you a like. Definitely. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, from now on I'm gonna do better about the streaming timing stuff because it's too bad all of our time differences with everything. It's unfortunate. It would make life so much easier if we were all in the same time zone. But it is what it is. I'm sure they'll get to see it later. I'll mention my other subscribers. Hey, did this video. Check it out. Comment on it. See what your favorite villains are. That's true. That could be fun. For whom it's still the previous year. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, and you said you wanted to possibly do the Red Dwarf stream at some point, right? Because I was thinking of doing that within the next couple weeks, the Red Dwarf stream. So I'll message you on that when I'm ready to do that. Oh, Nick commented. That means he probably wants to come on, doesn't he? He probably wants to come on down to the forum. My YouTube stream, I mean. Hello from 2020, yep. Oh, Fenric was cool. I liked Fenric. That's another one I forgot to mention. Fenric was good. Fenric was really interesting. And I like the Ronnie. I forgot about the Ronnie. I like her as a character, too. She might not be in the best stories in the world, but I like her character. Vampires from State of Decay was we've seen more of them. Yeah, I really liked Alcon from State of Decay. I really liked his character. And Ronnie, too. I like the Ronnie. Even though she was in some not very good stories, I wish we could have seen her come back at some point in the newer stuff. But it never happened. Oh, well. It is what it is. And I didn't really like the new Silurian designs in the new series. I wasn't crazy about it. I prefer the old school designs better. That's my personal opinion. Even though they're reptilian in the new one, they're still a little bit too human looking, in my opinion. Still a little too human looking. I like the more alien look of the, less humanoid looking ones. More reptilian, even more reptilian. Yeah, the Silurians. I didn't like the new design of them. The newer series Moffat designs. I like the old school ones. Oh, you wish they just appeared in the Silurians and that'd be it? Never come back again? So you wish they were just in... Oh, interesting. You see, I didn't mind them. I think if there was a better story for Warriors of the Deep, and they didn't have all the production issues, I think it would have been okay. And then the story would have been a bit better. But then again, the Sea Devils was a good way to end it, too. Yeah, the Sea Devils was a better way to end him, probably. Yeah, Sea Devils was good. Oh, so I'm going to do it. Oh, this one I've gotten better at. Here we go. So this is going to be the Fifth Doctor. I don't know. What's the problem with regeneration? You never quite know what you're going to get. Oh, where is the deep cut somewhere in the red colorations in the thread? True. Someone's manipulating Castrovalva. We're in a space-time trap. Yeah, that one sounded a little bit, I've been told that one sounds more accurate than the Pertwee. Which is true. I mean, my Pertwee's all over the place. Like, that one part sounded good, but the rest of it just sounded all over the freaking place. The Tears one, though, was okay, like you said. But the rest of it, not going to work. Practice, I guess, will get better, but... Oh, you know what's something? I'll have to look that up, yeah. You know what's interesting? You know what I just thought of? Is, yeah, I'll have to look that up. It's called Stories Imagined Differently. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I'll have to look that on your board. I'm thinking of actually doing a cosplay. And I think I could pull it off because me and Davison, if I dyed my hair, plus my hair's straight like his too, so it'd be easy to pull off. So all I'd have to do is color it, and I could pull it off, and then have the hat and the jacket. Plus the fact that we have similar noses as well. I could pull off a Fifth Doctor cosplay. Pretty good. Tom Baker would be too hard because I'd have to have the really naturally curly hair. And that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. I wasn't born with super curly hair. Not going to work. Unless I wore a wig, but then it was, still would look off. But yeah, I'll have to check out that classic board for sure. Yeah, not many people naturally have curly hair, I mean, curly hair is kind of really hard to do. If you don't have naturally curly hair, it's like, yeah, you could get a perm, but then it could look off, But yeah, I'll have to check out that board, the one you mentioned, the Stories Imagined Differently, to how they turned out. I wonder, do you think it might be like a Mandela effect or something, that maybe we did actually see it that way, and that maybe somehow it got altered? I know we're getting into sci-fi territory, but what if, I don't know. You never know. Like, there was this guy that I remembered, an actor, right? He passed away. And I remember he died several years before he passed away, in what they say. So it makes me think maybe there is such a thing, at least for certain parts of it, this whole Mandela thing. Well, yeah, well, that death thing, though, I remembered him, David Ogden Stiers. I remember he died in 2008. And then all of a sudden now it said in 2017 he died. Found that really strange. It was all over the news. I saw it on the news, on TV, and in a newspaper. So that I found very odd. That sounded very suspicious. We need a Time Lord to be on the case. That's what we need. Investigate what's going on here. What is going on? Then there was that preacher, Billy Graham, right? I remember him dying in 2009. Well, in this, now, according to this, they said he died in 2018 or something. So something's off here, guys. Something's off here, Sudeku. Something's very off. And I remember seeing the footage of that too, his burial and everything. So I don't know what's going on. Something's going on, though. So I found that both those instances very strange. Don't you find that weird too? Because I actually saw the footage of that preacher, Billy Graham, his burial and everything, almost 10 years before he died in right now. And then I saw the brief message of them saying that David Ogden Stiers passed away in 2008, but now they say he died in 2017. Weird. Very, very strange. Maybe it's the master. If the masters are, I'm just making a joke, but maybe it's the master. No. I mean, it could be somebody else, though. I mean, you never know. Something's off, though. With those two instances, I found it very, very strange. I still can't work my head on that because I remember seeing him, and it was for sure I saw him because I remember being in the specific room I was in. I was in my room back when I was living with my mom. We saw the footage of the burial of Billy Graham and him passing away, and then it was his son and everything. And then I remember getting the newspaper where it said David Ogden Stiers passed away 2008. It was right before my birthday. So, really strange stuff. So, yeah, I just thought I would say that. So, yeah, what other enemies can we talk about? Anyway, drifting off into another topic here. We got to get back on the subject because this is the whole point of it was the villains. What's another good villain? Well, I like the cheetah people. The cheetah people from Survival were cool. Quite like their characters. The cheetah people. And then when the master was under the influence, his eyes were all like starting to, change color. I quite like them. I thought that was well done. And then the battle between him and the master, the doctor and the master, that was done very well. So I quite like the cheetah people. Cheetah people are cool. So that's another one. So we've named quite a bit now that we've enjoyed. Then I quite like the 60s and 80s Cybermen designs. I quite like their designs. Like the Invasion Cybermen designs, and I like the 80s Cybermen designs. They're probably my favorites. The 10th Planet ones, I mean, they're cool, but I wouldn't say they're my favorites. But it was cool that was their first appearance, though. Oh, you like the 60s design best? Okay. Which one? The Tomb of the Cybermen one? I mean, I like the Tomb of the Cybermen one. Yeah, Moonbase and Tomb look good. Yeah, I think those actually were creepy looking. Those were creepy looking. Now, the 10th Planet, I felt like I didn't take him seriously as much in their first appearance, but the Moonbase and Tomb ones, they did look pretty solid. I agree. They look more terrifying. I actually found them scarier than the dogs. Moonbase and Tomb Cybermen, they were pretty scary. If I watched that again, I would still be creeped out by them. I mean, they were creepy. And just that mouth, too. That mouth creeped the shit out of me. Those eyes were creepy as hell. They were creepy as hell. Hello. I'm sorry, guys. I'm out of here. I'd get the hell out of there. No offense, guys. Don't want to talk to you. Sorry, mustache. As the Fifth Doctor would say. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then they're stomping, too. I like that music, too. It was a boom, 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 boom. So the Moonbase, I think it was boom, boom, boom. That creepy, stomping music. I quite like that. And I think Tomb used some of that music too. That was kind of creepy. It was like a march. It was like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So yeah, they were good. They were good. And the Yeti was cool. Oh, and Salamander. He was a good one. I recently saw that one. Enemy of the World. That was actually a good story. It was better even than I thought it was going to be. I liked Salamander. He was pretty good. He was like that dictator with that Mexican accent. Sutek's a good one, yeah, from Pyramids of Mars. That's true. He's a good one. I like the Battle of Wills with him and the Doctor. I like the Salamander, though. You got to have Troughton play dual roles. You got to play the good side and the bad side with the Doctor and Salamander. Then at the end, Jamie thinks it's the Doctor, going in the TARDIS when he's not feeling good, but that's actually Salamander. I quite like that. That was pretty cool. And then he changes his body language and he changes his voice accent. And nope, it's Salamander. So I thought he did a good job with that. And then, I like the brigade leader from Inferno. Like the bad version of the brigadier, the brigade leader. Almost like the Nazi version or a dictator version of Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. He was good. Yeah, and he didn't even have his mustache anymore, right? Yeah. He was intense. And the Primords. Remember them? The Primords. Yeah, he did. I think he had a lot of fun with that, Well done story. That actually was one of Pertwee's good ones, too. I found Colony in Space and the Mutants, though, kind of slow. Yeah, the Primords were more effective than given credit for. They were. It was an awesome job. They're creepy. They were creepy. When they came the Primords, yeah, they were creepy. Creeped the shit out of me. They were intense looking. Yeah, I think that would scare adults too. Adults, young adults, maybe even elderly people. I could see them being scared of the Primords too. I mean, they're pretty damn scary. And then the mannequins, of course, with the Autons and stuff. The Nestine, pretty creepy stuff. I mean, I think even when I'm old, when I get old and older, I'll still be scared by the Primords and the 60s Cybermen. And the Primords, and there's tons of other ones that would scare me still. Oh, that doll from the Autons too. That little doll, that was, ugh. Yeah, that's the scary part. The end of the world. Yeah, that was intense. And that doll from Terror of the Autons. Oh my gosh, that one that was choking him. Ugh, that doll that looked like demonic. Ugh, that thing was creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. Well done though. It was well done. The dinosaurs and Invasion of the Dinosaurs, yeah, they're cheesy. I wouldn't be scared by them. They're so cheesy looking. They're like from stop motion from the 20s, but done even cheesier. The invasion of the dinosaurs. Yeah, it's not what it could have been. Yeah, the dinosaurs invasion of the dinosaurs. Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh, spoiler alert. I don't want to spoil that story then. But I'll just say they didn't have the budget for him, and it didn't turn out quite like it should have. The story's okay. Yeah, the novelization was pretty good. The novelization honestly improves on it. Because you can imagine them being like really intense and not as cheesy looking, but they just didn't have the budget for him. They didn't have the proper budget for him, and they still went with it. But the novelization kind of improves it. Because you can imagine like them looking like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs if you wanted them to. And then Morbius was interesting. I liked him. Morbius was kind of interesting. And then the Sisterhood of Karn, they were interesting. I mean, they're not technically villains, but they were pretty cruel. Yeah, that's true. They could have a villainous streak, huh? A cold streak to them. Yeah, that's true. And then Barusa, I like Barusa, even though he went from like technically a good guy who's really obnoxious and stuffy to just a very villainous character in the Five Doctors who wanted immortality and was snatching all the souls of the Doctor and the companions to play the games in the Death Zone. Then got the poor Castellan killed. Poor Castellan, man. Felt bad for that guy. Barusa is a murderer. Barusa is a murderer. President Barusa. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I love the Castellan's line. No, not the mind probe. That one's always been parodied. That line. Yeah, Five Doctors was good. Poor Castellan, though, man. Poor Castellan. He got framed. Yeah, the Rasta Warrior robot was cool. I agree. I wish they would have came back. They never came back again after that story. They should have. I love their battle with the Cybermen and how the Cybermen got completely massacred by the Rastan Warrior robot. All their guts coming out and fluids coming out of the Cybermen. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. That was brutal. Well done, though. And then keep firing away with the arrows and explode. Fluids and everything coming out. That was awesome. That was so well done. It's one of my favorite battles, actually, in all of Doctor Who. Those scenes right there. Yeah, poor Cybermen, right? I felt sorry for him. Then the way the Master treated him, too. Treated them like crap. Just a means to an end, of course, for the master. But they fell right into his trap, too. Man. The master's all laughing. But that's the master for you. Also, I've posted a video that includes a parody of the 5 Doctors on the forum. Nice. Didn't you feel sorry for the Cybermen 2 with what the master did with the Cybermen 2? Oh, that was brutal too. With the game. Oh, man. On the board. Oh. Man. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. Yeah, that's kind of the first time. Yeah, she was upset too. She felt bad for what happened to them too. That's called compassion. The master does not have compassion. At least he shouldn't. I mean, I feel if you have the master show too compassion, then it kind of just changes his character. You got to have him be kind of just the way he is. Yeah, and I actually like Tegan in that story. You know, that's one of the few stories I've actually really enjoyed her in. I enjoy her in some stories, but some stories, they just wrote her as just so annoying and over the top. So it's like 50-50 for me, but I don't hate her. She's just an okay companion. She's not like one of my worst. But it's like 50-50 with her. It just depends what story you're going to watch. And then Jay Station. I don't know who's Jay Station. I have no idea who that is. They wanted her to be the next Sarah Jane, yeah. Yeah, they could have written her having more of the charm of her, huh? But they just didn't really do it. And I've seen her in interviews. She seems okay, but she kind of does have an attitude after all these years, too. I've seen her in documentaries. She seems okay. But, yeah, it wasn't what I expected of her at all. But then I wasn't surprised. You know, maybe there was some take in her in real life. You know? She just kind of had an attitude of, what was that one? Zoe. Because they did like a, she was fine with Sarah Sutton to a point, but then she would kind of get moody towards her too. But she was really moody towards Wendy, who played Zoe, when they did that. I think it was where they watched the episodes. It was through the Blu-rays. Yeah, she had an attitude at her, though, man. Oof. It was rough. I mean, some of it was probably joking, but she had an attitude. You know, and I don't like bad-mouthing her, you know, but it's just, she definitely had an attitude. Jay Station to stop doing YouTube. I'll look him up. I haven't even seen him. I'm running to make a YouTube channel, but I'm running a little late. Do you want me to do 3 a.m. stuff or gaming stuff? It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. It's your choice. What would you rather do? Game stuff or something else? Okay, I'll have to check him out. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, but the way she was talking to Wendy, though, in the she just, I I mean, you could poke fun at people and it'd be fun, you know, but just the way she was with her was a little bit much. I don't know. Would she be one that you wouldn't have? You met her before, Sadeko? Have you met Janet Fielding before? Just curious if you met her or not. How was she when you met her? It's on the Blu-rays of the Tom Baker season, I believe, the final season. I want to get that back so that way I can rewatch that. Yeah, was she nice to you or was she kind of cold? Like, I don't know. Oh, that's good. I mean, you know, maybe it just depends on the person, you know? And she might have just been poking fun, you know? It just seemed a bit excessive the way she was doing it. And maybe it's just around, you know, it just depends on the person. But I mean, probably the fans obviously still be nice, you know? I mean, you want your fans to be, you want to get a good report from the fans, you know? So that's probably different. And I don't like saying bad stuff. It's just in the deep Blu-ray was a bit much. And part of it was fun probably, but even Sarah Sutton was kind of like, huh? To her, you know, looking at her like, aren't you going a little far? But yeah, I mean, if she was pleasant, that's good. You know, especially the fans, you want to have your best, be on your best, right? Man bashing, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I've heard about that. I think Maxwell was saying something about that too when I was talking to him about her. Because he actually had a crush on her, I believe, and he's like, "Yeah, I've heard she's man bashing sometimes." Well, I guess there was that one scene of the Five Doctors. I guess it was just meant as a joke, but I guess it was the way they wrote it. But she changed it because I guess because it was about the whole Five Doctors, about her having to serve him and stuff. Yeah, and she changed it so that way Turo can help. That line though with the first Doctor. Susan are in need of refreshments. We're in need of refreshments. That part. Yeah, I guess that she helped change that part because it seemed a little bit, sexist towards women or something. She thought. I mean, and I don't think they were trying to intend it like that, but yeah, maybe it was better she changed it. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, maybe, Terrence Dicks went a little far with that one, I mean, at least it wasn't like the sexist first Doctor from Twice Upon a Time, though. That's even worse, I won't even go into detail about that one. But that was partially the BBC, I think. That wasn't fully Moffat. I think that was the BBC also pulling their way in there. Which is messed up because really Hartnell wasn't really like that. He was always respectful. Sometimes he was even more respectful to Barbara than he was Ian sometimes. I don't know if you noticed that, but I saw that sometimes. He would get along better with Barbara than he would with Ian sometimes. So I didn't see him as like a sexist, character. I never really saw him as a sexist character, the first Doctor. Then, of course, he treated, obviously he was overprotective of Susan, but, he wasn't like sexist towards her or anything. I didn't see any of that going on. I mean, there is that infamous scene in the Dalek Invasion of Earth, the smack bottoms thing. And I'll give you a jolly good smack bottom. And it was the scene with Susan. But it was only one time he said that. One time. And then they had to reference that in the Twice Upon a Time. We all remember that bit, yeah. But he only said it once, and he never said it again, so I don't see why that had to be in there. They had to make a big deal about that one. Thought that was kind of ridiculous. And it's not like he said it to like Barbara too. Yep, I'm gonna give you a smack bottom too, Barbara. Oh gosh. It is what it is, though. I kind of feel bad for Mel. I mean, she seems like a likable person, Bonnie Langford in real life, but she's just not one of my favorite companions. I'm sorry. She seems like a nice person in real life, though. Oh, speaking of villains, that's another one. Kane. I like Kane from Dragonfire. He was pretty cool. Kane from Dragonfire. I liked him. Oh, the actress or the character? Which one are you thinking of? Bonnie Langford or Mel, the character? Oh, the actress or the character? Which one? Oh, you met her? You met her? You met Bonnie Langford? Oh, did you meet her? I didn't know that. Or is it just what you got from interviews? Not met her yet. Well, wait till you eventually meet her, and then you can give me a status on that. Let me know when you do eventually. If you do eventually meet her, let me know how that went. Okay, so what other 80s have you met? Have you met Waterhouse, Adric, Matthew Waterhouse? You met him? Yeah, her character, yeah. That makes sense. Met a few of the 80s campaign. Did you meet Adric at all? Did you meet Maxwell fancies her, yeah. Yeah, he does. He was obsessed with her. Not met him. Yeah, from what I could tell, he seems friendly enough from interviews, but I can't say. Did you meet, who else did you meet? Sophie Aldred, I'm guessing. I'm guessing you met Ace, probably. Did you meet Sophie Aldred? Tegan, Nyssa, Perry, Ace. Okay, which ones of all of them were the nicest to you? Like of the ones you met, just curious. Guessing Ace would be probably one of the nicest. And probably, I could see Nyssa probably. Yeah. So which ones were like the friendliest to you? Ace was the nicest. Okay. How was Nyssa? How was he? Was he somewhat nice or? How was Nyssa? Sarah Sutton. That's her name. Sophie. Yep. Ace was the nicest. Okay. Who was the second one? Second nicest. Now I'm like asking questions. Sophie reappreciates the fans he has. Nice. So how was Sarah Sutton? Was he at least somewhat nice though, or? Yeah, I could see that. So she was probably like the second nicest, probably. And then probably Perry, then Tegan last, right? Probably Perry and then Tegan last. I could see that. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tegan, that doesn't surprise me. She would be the last one. Oh, and I don't mean it as a bad thing. I'm not trying to badmouth her as a person. It's just, yeah. Did you meet? So, what doctors have you met? Now we'll go into that. What doctors have you met? Have you met Peter Davison, Tom Baker, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Matt Smith, David Tennant? Which ones have you met? McGann. Yeah, but she seems friendly enough. And obviously, all the male fans loved Perry. There's a reason to be bitter about her era, but she manages not to be. Oh, so you haven't met Peter Davison. Okay. Gotcha. So Tom, you said was good, right? You met Tom and you said that went well. Remember, I think you said you met Tom and you said that went very well or something. And I know Kerry, you know him from the TARDIS Zone. He met him too. Kerry St. Romain. Yeah, he seems really cool. He seems really, really cool. He gave me a jelly baby. That's nice. Not met Davison. Okay. So how was Colin? How was Colin? Just curious. How was meeting Colin for the first time? How was that? Just curious. Because I know as the Doctor, he's very loud and flamboyant. So how was he in real life? How was Colin in real life when you met him? He was nice, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I felt bad that he was fired, you know. That sucked. I know Grade and him did not get along. Michael Grade. What did you think? Oh, Sylvester McCoy. I bet he was cool. Sylvester McCoy. I bet he was cool. He seems pretty cool. How about Sylvester McCoy? He seems really cool. Well, he seems very friendly. Sylvester McCoy. Really chill and fun. He could be funny at times. So would you say him and Tom were the nicest? Sylvester and Tom? The ones you met? And then probably Paul, huh? Yeah, so it'd be, yeah. That doesn't surprise me. So Tom, then Sylvester, then, yeah. That makes sense. And then Paul. Yeah, I mean, he seems friendly. I didn't get to speak to Paul long. Yeah, it's too bad. He's a good actor, too. And him and Sylvester were friends. They knew each other for a while. He's a good fit for the role. I thought he fit the bill. He was a good successor to McCoy, I think. Thank goodness we didn't get. Oh my gosh, could you imagine this? What if we got David Hasselhoff as the one to replace Sylvester McCoy? Could you imagine? Mr. Baywatch himself, Knight Rider. Oh my gosh. Really, Hasselhoff? So do you think he would have been good? I don't know how his accent would have been. Yeah, I mean, I guess he kind of has that almost Colin-esque hair, huh? Yeah, it seems an odd fit. Yeah. Yeah, he does. I was thinking he reminded me a little bit of like a you know, even more in shape Colin Baker. Sounds funny to say, but and with a squarer face version. Yeah, square face. Yeah, I don't know though. Yeah, I just don't think he's eccentric enough though. It just wouldn't quite work. I see him as more that macho kind of sports. I could see him as like a sports star or something. Maybe a football player or something. Not soccer, the real football, but American football. I could see him as like an American, like a post-American football player. He's got those broader shoulders too. I could see him as something like that, or like just this lifeguard or a post-football player, or his character Knight Rider. What? Which doctor are you talking about? Is Zane? Who's Zane? I don't even know who Zane is. Zane the Effer. Who is Zane the Effer? I don't even know who that is. Gene Wilder, yeah, and Donald Sutherland would have been good. Definitely not Kevin Sorbo. That was another one that somebody was talking about. Kevin Sorbo is doctor. I just can't see it. Maybe a companion, but is the doctor? I don't think so. What would you think? Do you think? Now this is a weird one. You're probably going to think. What's his name? Nah, he'd probably be a better companion. Yeah, I could see him in that. Yeah. What about Keaton though? He's got that kind of weirdness to him when he plays like Beetlejuice and stuff. What would you think of him? Or would he be better as a master? What do you think? Michael Keaton? What do you think of him? What role could he play in? He's not eccentric enough, huh? What would you think of Pierce Brosnan? Remember, he was rumored to play the Doctor at one point. Pierce Brosnan. What do you think of that one? I mean, it's not the worst, but I don't know. He was once rumored to play the Doctor, Pierce Brosnan. Mr. James Bond, Remington Steele. Yeah, I think he would have been okay, huh? Yeah, he would have been all right. I mean, better than Hasselhoff. I mean, he'd be better than Hasselhoff for sure. I mean, David Hasselhoff is the Doctor. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but then again, look at Davison, right? I mean, look at Davison. He was one of the most human doctors, right? He wasn't very human. I mean, not very as alien. I mean, he had a little bit, but he wasn't that alien. Peter Davison. He probably would have been like another Davison doctor, I think. Something similar to that, probably. Yeah, but do you think Sadeko, don't you think he'd be a bit like Davison's doctor, like a darker-haired version, probably? Probably be more in that style, probably. Yeah, Jantine Saywood, yeah. I mean, there was more the kid had gotten. Like, I think he was jealous because he saw Sylvester McCoy showing more of the darker side of the Doctor. And he said in an interview, he's like, I wish I could have gotten that in my era as the Doctor, but it never happened. That darker element to the character, because he liked Sylvester's portrayal, I remember. Peter Davison in an interview. Yeah, he's just kind of the lighthearted. Even though I like him a lot, he's kind of the more lighthearted, kind of sensitive, compassionate Doctor, basically. That's basically what he is. Charming and then cricket playing Doctor. I mean, that's pretty much what he is. And more vulnerable. So anyway, what other characters could we talk about? We've talked a lot about the alien characters already that we liked, like villains and stuff. I'm trying to think of other ones. What is your favorite YouTuber? Oh, I didn't answer that question. Sorry. I was talking about Brosnan and all that. So I would probably say there's quite a few. I would say I like Dean's channel, Dr. 50. I like certain TARDIS Zone videos. It depends. I really like the Doctor Who chat. That one's another one I really love. And there's some others I really like. I like Nerdrotic. I like his stuff. What else? The Doctor Who chat. And I like the Rabbi. He's pretty good. I do like some of TARDIS Zone stuff, yeah. But I like the Rabbi and then Dean. I really love Dean stuff. And Nerdrotic is good. And I do like Matrix Sword. I like Joe's stuff. I like his stuff. So. And Marcella's channel is good. I like Marcella's channel. Oh, and Angry Grandpa. I like Angry Grandpa. Forgot about him. Angry Grandpa's funny. And Oshitaki is pretty cool. PlayStation 5 is going to be so bad, says Michael Does Life. I post a lot of Rabbi vids on the forum. Nice. Yeah, he's good. He's very intelligent. He doesn't he says it in a likable way. He's just a likable person. He doesn't go over the top angry, over the top, fuck you, and flip out completely. He says in the calm manner, he laughs. I like his stuff. He just seems like a reasonable person. Somebody you could just talk to. Oh, and Blue Bonnet, I like her stuff. Blue Bonnet Whovian. That's the one. Post a lot of Rabbi vids on the forum. Nice. Yeah, like Bonnet. What do you think of, do you like TARDIS Zone videos? What do you think of his stuff? What do you think of Noel's stuff? Sadeko. Yeah, the watch alongs is mainly what I would watch for, like the episodes. That's mainly why I watch it. Some of his stuff. Yeah, I mean, I understand. You feel the way you feel, and I respect him. But yeah, sometimes it's drama. Yeah, it happens. I mean, sometimes though, yeah. I mean, sometimes people try and do the drama thing to get more views. Sometimes that happens. You try and add drama to it to get more views on the channel. Because some people feel, if they're too laid back, it's boring, and we got to add, some action and stuff going on. Got to get that attention somehow, But that's not my thing. I mean, I just feel that I don't want drama. I don't want it. That's why somebody suggested that I do like a Tharies and a Noel stream together with me on it, and he'd be the counselor. I don't know about that one. What do you think, Sadeko? Do you think that's a good idea? I think that would be just too much. I think that would be just too much. I mean, it probably would get... They'd kill each other. I mean, it'd probably get a hell of a lot of views, though. I mean, it'd get a hell of a lot of views with both of them. But I wouldn't want it. It'd be like Jerry Springer. It'd be like Jerry Springer in here in the States. It'd be crazy. Yeah. And then Jen would go, "Not my monkey, not my circus." And she would go in the room. Then me deal with them. I think it'd be a nightmare if they both joined the forum for me. Well, it depends if they both joined at the same time. I think if just one joined, it'd be fine. And yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be preferable if it was just one or the other. I mean, I think it would be just too much. What's weird though is I was on their stream, the Tartarson stream, and it was fine. But I worked with one of them, and he didn't recognize me. It's almost like he felt uncomfortable that I was on there. It's like he recognized me, but he didn't want to admit that he recognized me. Because I worked on a Doctor Who fan audio with Tharies, right? And one of the guys that was working on it was Problem Bean. And I thought it was weird because he was very awkward around me. Very, very awkward. It's almost like he felt uncomfortable. Like it's like he recognized me and he didn't want to, talk to me or something. Because I've talked to him through working on the fan audio, and he's like, he denied, he said, "No, we never worked on a Cyberman story." Found that odd. Doctor Who fan audio story. So that was weird. I guess it's just he doesn't want to be associated with Tharies, and he just probably recognized me, and that's what did it. It is what it is. That's why I don't. Yeah, I haven't really done the live streams with him in a while, the no ones, because I just don't know who's on, and I don't know. It might just be awkward. Probably just better to just do my own thing on here. I'm talking with people on my streams. I mean, it doesn't mean I'll never have him on again or anything. I mean, I might have Noel on again at some point. But I just might not do the live, being on the video part of the Tartarson stuff. Yeah, he does. And I think it was just that one guy felt awkward because he recognized me from Tharies. So the rest of them seem fine. So I could have him on here again. Yeah, I think he did like streaming with me. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun conversation we had. I thought it was good, and he liked my Colin Baker impression, which was cool. And Charlotte's nice from the TARDIS Zone. She's on here. She's subscribed to me. She's really nice. I think The Last of Us is what? 6 out of 10. I like the gameplay and I don't like the story. The first one is better. Yeah, she's really nice. So I mean, there are some nice people in there. You know, and Carrie's cool. Friends with him too. Yeah, it was just that one guy. It was awkward. I think The Last of Us is 6 out of 10. I like the gameplay and I did not like the story. The first one is better. Yeah, cool. So what doctors were you talking about, Isaiah? Have you ever seen Doctor Who? Just curious. Last of Us is pretty good. Yeah. I played the first one. I've never played the second one. So I was confused what doctors you were talking about. I was like, who? What doctor are you talking about? Oh, 5 people in? Oh. Got a bunch of people all of a sudden. Say who you are on the chat, please. Got 5 people in here. Right now I'm talking to Sadeko and Isaiah. Say whoever you are. Oh, went down to 4. Went down to 4. Oh, well. Oh, well. Went down to 3. Ouch. There was like a brief glitch where there were 6 people almost in here. Yeah, so Isaiah, have you ever seen the show we're talking about? Just curious. Just curious. Because we killed Joel. Huh. Hello. No, enter. So Sadeko, what were your favorite master stories? Just curious. And Isaiah, have you ever seen the show we're talking about? Just curious. If you haven't, it's fine. You can say it in the chat. It's nothing. No worries. No judgment. No judgment. Mind of Evil, The Deadly Assassin. Those are good. Yeah, The Deadly Assassin. I love the Decayed Master. And then the, Frontier in Space. Oh, but yeah, Isaiah, have you ever seen the Doctor Who, the show we're talking about? Sadeko, I don't think he gets what I'm talking about. I think he's confused. Frontier in Space was good, yeah. Oh, you should check out the show sometime, though. I mean, it's cool. There's some stories in the Doctor Who that have like horror elements to it. Only if you want to, though. You don't have to. You don't have to like the same things. You want to watch a movie? Gotcha. Tom Baker's the best one to start off with. Yeah, him or Perchley probably. Trouton and Hartnell, because black and white. I don't know. Some people might find it slow. They're good though. Yeah, I think Isaiah would find some of his jokes funny too. Tom Baker when he's playing the Fourth Doctor. I love when he does the jump roping with Harry Sullivan in Robot. That was funny. Then Revenge of the Cybermen where he goes, Harry Sullivan is an imbecile. I like that. Yeah, that was funny. Then he had the big old wallet with the Scarro in Robot too. All his passports and everything. That was pretty hilarious. All right, guys. I'm going to call it in a few. This has been a good stream. I mean, next time I will schedule it a few days. Some of the bigger streams I'll schedule a few days prior. Like I scheduled my Sherlock Holmes one on Tuesday. So that's Tuesday. Be sure to look out for that one. 1:30. It's going to be the scheduled time for that one. Yep, I'm going to talk about the history. In fact, I'm going to go and watch some, and then I'm going to get the actors' names correct because there's a few I've forgotten, but I'm going to list them. Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, the Doctor's pretty cool, though. You can travel anywhere in space and time, go to any destination, anywhere he wants to go in his TARDIS, which stands for time and relative dimensions in space. And it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside of the TARDIS. But yeah, the Sherlock Holmes one, I got to get all the names right, the actors' names right. Because I remember some of the Watsons, but I've forgotten some of the Watsons' names. I remember most of the Sherlock Holmes actors, but there's a few Watsons I forgot their names. So I'm going to redo my research on that. I think I forgot which Watson, the one from the 50s is. I forgot his name. I know Ronald Howard plays the Sherlock Holmes from the 50s. But I forgot the Watson's name. Forgot his name, but I'll research it. Remember Nigel Bruce with Basil Rathbone? I know them. I know his Watson. I forgot the name of the one from the 50s one, but I will research it. And I forgot the Watson from the ones pre-Rathbone, but I'll look on that. Profi on the forum's a big fan of the Sherlock shows. Ooh, I should message him then, see if he'd be interested in being on the chat for the stream or something. Maybe if he want to come on as a guest or something. Maybe I should put him on here. What do you think? Might not be enough time for him to be a guest, but he can always be in the chat. I think he might guest. Okay, I'll ask him. We'll see if it's enough time. Depends how busy he is, but I'll try and message him. Profile, write that name down. Let's see. Profile. Oh, you mean be in the comments? Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was going to say being a guest all of a sudden like that a day in advance isn't enough time. But he could be in the comments. Cool. And who knows? Maybe if he wants to, he could subscribe if he wants. If he wants to see more stuff. Is he into Red Dwarf too? What does he think? Like, what other shows does he like? Just curious. Just so I get more info about him. So he likes Sherlock Holmes, the character. What other characters does he like? Does he like the Doctor at all, or no? Does he like Red Dwarf? So, yeah, I mean, oh, he does like Doctor Who too. Okay. Cool. And he likes Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon as well. Okay. Now I get an idea. Maybe I'll do a stream about those too. Okay. Because I like those characters. All right. Something to think about. Something to think about. Next. Are they going to be similar? Like, what are the Doctor? Are they going to be like similar to the Doctors that we're talking about? Probably different. Probably totally different because you've never even seen it. So, characters you created, probably. But yeah, I think that would be a cool idea. What do you think, Sudeku? Having the Doctor be in a Batman script, that would be pretty cool. And the TARDIS happens to land in Gotham City. That would be interesting. That would make for an interesting plot, actually. The Doctor arrives in Gotham City. Then maybe, I don't know, he happens when he comes out of the TARDIS. There's like a fight going on between the... I like to keep the various franchises separate. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess if there was any Doctor that would go well with Batman, it'd probably be the third, since he likes doing his Venusian Aikido. That would probably go over well. But yeah, no, I get it. Separate franchises, yeah. I don't even like Santa being in Doctor Who. Yeah, that's true. Yep. Alrighty. Santa being a doctor. That's true. Yeah, I remember you were saying about that in one of my first streams. You were talking about Santa. Yeah. Yeah. We talked about that a few times, actually. Yeah, you were talking about that. I remember. Yep. I remember that. Yep. Yeah, that story was a mixed bag, for sure. Wasn't the best. Wasn't the greatest story at all. But then again, yeah. Yeah, that was a mixed bag one. Alrighty. Call the stream to close in a couple minutes. Wish we had a couple of people in the chat. Alrighty. Well, guys, I think I'm going to put this to close. It's been a decently length stream, almost 2 hours. Me and Sudeku talked about the various monsters and enemies the Doctor has encountered that we enjoyed, and villains. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please give it a like. Always appreciated. 3 likes, awesome. And Isaiah, I think you should check out the show sometime. I think, if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But me and Sudeku enjoy it. So anyway, guys, take care. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing more streams, do more impression videos, doing a stream on the Jon Pertwee era this Saturday. I'm going to be doing a Red Dwarf stream coming up, doing a Sherlock Holmes stream on Tuesday. Take care. Peace. Bye for now.